Hey guys, I am Orlando and you are watching Sin City Cycling, and today we have a revisit. If you guys remember, maybe a month or so ago, I did a refurbish on a bike. Well, I was calling it the Colnago only because we weren't sure that it was a Colnago at all, and we still really aren't. And if you guys have seen that video, you remember me saying that I believe I'm going to be revisiting that bike here soon. And that's exactly what's happened. A friend of the show, Nick Lee, he loved the bike so much that he decided to lay down a really sick paint job and buy some modern Groupset parts for it. So that's what you're going to see in this episode is me rebuilding that bike. And before we get started, I'm going to let you guys take a quick look at the frame that has absolutely stunning paint job by Airbrush Master Nick Lee. And again, the man is just plain talented. If you guys ever need anything painted and you live locally, I will leave a description down, or a link, there we go, a link down in the description below if you guys want to get in contact with him and have something that you own painted by him. Anyway, if you remember, this is how it looks now. Now, if you remember, we rebuilt this entire bike, recabled everything, but it has been media blasted and stripped down to bare metal, and it now has this absolutely stunning red metal flake paint. And I guarantee that the camera just won't do this bike justice. In the sunlight, it is absolutely fucking stunning, man. This thing is beautiful. So beautiful. I'm actually afraid to work on this thing. I'm afraid to mess it up. But as you just saw here, we have the SCC logo on the down tube. We have Sin City Cycling here on, well, that would be the down tube. This would be the seat tube. Sorry about that. So Sin City Cycling on the down tube. And you can see how he taped off these little chevrons, I guess, for a better term, on the forks here, and airbrushed around them to make them really stand out. But it's really beautiful. I mean, he outdid himself once again on this absolutely fantastic paint. We're just going to walk around it here so you guys can get a look at everything he's done here. Obviously, you can see our logo here, which Nick actually did design this off some ideas I had in my head. And he took those ideas from my head and made them reality. And that's actually how our logo got started, if you guys didn't know that. Well, actually, you couldn't know that because I've never actually fucking said it. But now you know that. So now you know how our logo started out. You can see here, the gold is awesome too, man. That metal flake in there is just pop in. And these silver accents. So in order to get these little tiny silver accents, you have to completely paint the bike in silver first. So that is the first coat, is silver. And it is, I love this paint. I really love it. So I'm going to be putting a modern Groupset on here in the next couple of days. So for you guys, it'll seem like minutes, but for me, it's going to take several days for us to put this together. We're still waiting on some cranks that we just ordered. Let's take a look here. I believe he went with Ultegra as far as the shift. Let me see here. Oh no, they're 105. So we have 105 R7000. Which is a really kick-ass group. Shimano, with this upgrade and trickle-down tech, these are really great. We originally installed some 105 brakes on the last build. If you remember, that was a 10-speed, and we've went completely 11-speed on this one. So right now, I am waiting for cranks and front derailleur, and we'll be ready to go on this build. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get it ready, do everything I can without the cranks, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do now. So let's get into it. Okay, I have some of the parts laid out here. we have the brakes which we installed on the Colnago build, and they are our R7000 105 series. And as we just showed, we have the 105 shifters. There's some beauties. I really like this 105 setup. We have rear derailleur. We have R7000 cassette, 11-speed chain. This is a Derailleur 9100 bottom bracket. This comes off of my last tarmac, the one that actually inspired our Frankenstein build, and I only have a few hundred miles on it, so I figured it'd be nice to use it on this. I don't think the cranks come with it, but if they do, I'll swap it out for the new bottom bracket. We have EC90 stem, which I don't think he got it on AliExpress. I think he said he got it on Amazon. So it's probably a similar seller, I would have to imagine. And it looks like it's partially carbon fiber. We have the rims that he's using, which I believe are Giant. Let me see, I know I'm pretty sure I've seen it say Giant. Oh yeah, here. It says Giant over here. So these are off of a Giant, and I believe they are 11-speed hub. So we'll be using these rims. I know he had a really hard time getting these tires to seat on here, so I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that. So these are the parts we're going to be using. Like I said, we're minus the cranks. We're still waiting on that, and I believe he just said he got the front derailleur, which is going to be a clamp-on. So it'll be a clamp-on derailleur. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. I might use a piece of an inner tube to cover the front end of the inside end of the clamp, so that way it doesn't mar up this paint if we ever remove the derailleur. There's not going to be a mark. So, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and start putting together all the basics here so we can get ready to finish this one. I'm kind of rambling. I think I've already said a lot of that stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and start building that. I'll check back in with you guys when I get a little bit more of it done. I don't really record the actual work anymore. Maybe the start and the finish, and then you guys can kind of see some of that. So, I mean, if you would rather see sped up work, like 10 times speed, you know, where I do all of the work really fast, and you guys see 100% of the work, I guess you can go ahead and comment and let me know that, you know, something you guys want to see. But in the future, I'm just really gonna like show what the work is going to entail, and then we'll cut away to the finished product. I really don't think there's a necessary reason that we need to show all of the actual work. Anyway, there's lots of other people doing that kind of thing, so that's why I've personally decided that I'm going to do it this way. But you guys can let me know if you'd rather see the work. You know, I can record that too, so, you know, let me know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's build this baby. Okay, so I'm installing this adapter here, which allows you to use new stems on older bikes. So it's got, you know, the older bike setup here, just like the old necks. And here you can see this is the original one that came with the bike. So, and you know, you're unable to use the regular stem, so you're just delegated to whatever the drop or the distance is on these. I personally think that would look better, but not my bike. So we will install this so we can use a modern stem. Oh, I think maybe this top cap has to go on last. Let's try that. Let's see if that's. Maybe we just put it together backwards. I don't have a lot of experience with these types of things, so just have to bear with me. So let's put the stem on there first. Whew. He said he wanted it slammed, so that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, you can kind of see some of the progress that I've achieved here. I've got the brakes installed, bottom bracket. This is an older, not older, but a Derailleur bottom bracket that I had only a couple hundred miles on, so I went ahead and used that. We have the bars installed along with the adapter to use modern stem. I have the brakes installed in the front. These little cable tighteners were a pain in the ass. They had some paint inside the little hole. So I spent a good hour running a screw back and forth through these holes to get these to be able to function and get them in there again. That was not fun. The bottom bracket as well still had, from the media blasting, whatever they used was still kind of in the thread. So that took some doing to get that in as well. I had to clean and wipe out the bottom bracket several times to get it to come out. We got that taken care of. Right now I'm getting ready to install the shifters onto the bars just to get a general angle of where I'm going to put them. I'll probably go ahead and get the cassette installed and a couple of other small things just to be ready for the cranks and everything when they arrive. So we're going to go ahead and keep pushing along. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove the hoods from these before I go ahead and start installing stuff. Just makes it easier for me to work with the hoods off. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. Just be careful when you're pulling them off, that way they don't rip. The good thing about the modern group here is it's easy to find replacements in case you do rip it. And they still pretty much sell replacements for most of the groups that are still running around out there. I've seen some pretty old replacements for 5700. 105 is the oldest I've seen. But I'm sure with a quick search we could probably find whatever ones you probably need. And that is the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these so I know which one's which when it comes back to reinstalling them. Okay. That is the right, little R. And you'll notice they hook onto this little area here, and if you look at the inside of the hood, you can see how it hooks onto that area. And there's a couple places on the side of the shifter as well that they hook onto. So, but the problem with these newer shifters is the nut is on the top, so it's a real pain in the ass to tighten and adjust these once they're on the bike with the hoods on. So it just makes it easier. I mean, actually after the fact, when it's time to put these back on, it is a hell of a pain in the ass, but as far as assembling the bike, it's way easier to take the heads off. And that's just me. You guys do it however you want to do it, but this is just how I do things. Normally I would use a little bit of alcohol, but I'm going to save that for the reinstall because that'll be a lot harder than it is to remove. But alcohol is really a great lubricant for this type of thing, especially for adding grips and stuff as well. Only because it makes the stuff slip on really easy and then it evaporates relatively quickly. Okay, and that'll be the left. And most of the modern Shimano shifters have this little cable cover. So the cable will come out here, slide through this little boss here, and when they're on the bike, they allow you to pull this off so you can guide it. A lot of times when you just run the cable through here, because of the angle that it's taking, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it all set up. So that's nice that they do that. but you can see where the adjustment is here on the top. So to pull that back, it's hard to get a tool in there to get it done right. So. And usually bars have little indicators here on the side so you can get them lined up evenly, but I'm going to have to do these by eye apparently. So, and then the bike is a little crooked as it sits here, so I guess I'll put these at a small angle, and I'll just get them kind of tight, that way I can still maneuver them when I get the bike on the ground. Relatively straight. Alright, that is that. We can take a look here into the box here so we could see some of the stuff that it comes with. Those of you who have never ordered brand new Shimano stuff, take a look. Okay. So it comes with the complete cable setup, which is nice too. Oh, it looks like it comes with brakes too. Oh, that's nice. So it comes with brake and shift cable and cable outers, and these are nice. Those are real nice. Well, I guess that's what you get when you order Shimano stuff, huh? So I'm assuming that these other small pieces, these are shift. Why would they cut them down? I don't know why they would cut them already, but I wonder. So, anyway, that's what it comes with. Shift cable and the cable outers, which I hope it has enough. I don't like the fact that they pre-cut this, but that is fine with me. These little things here, I don't know if you can see them, with the little tongue on them, those go into the shifter. And it's kind of like a guide. Sometimes they go into the derailleur. I'll actually probably look at the instructions just to see how they're using it. When I ordered my shifter set for my bike, I didn't get all of this stuff. I got just the shifters and the derailleur and some really shitty cables, which you guys have seen the video with my Venge and how many times I've had to replace broken cables on that thing. So that's what they got. So, all right, that's that. I'll put the hoods back in here so when we get the rest of the parts, everything is together. And moving right along, this is the 105 R7000 rear derailleur. I'm going to go ahead and install that as well. We might as well. I believe we ordered medium cage for this. Oh, look at that. Oh, it actually comes with its own cable. Dang, I like that. And another one of those little groovy things. Nice. Man, now I wish I would have gotten all that stuff with my things. I really like that it comes with its own cable. Yeah, I ordered my my Ultegra setup for my Venge through AliExpress, and everything just came packed in a box. It didn't come with any of these cables or anything. So so there it is. And I believe that's medium, or maybe it's long. It does look kind of long. But anyway, let's bring it on over to the back of the bike. That was a huge pain in the ass. I had to shape some sandpaper and clean out the entire hole. Just doing those things on this bike so far has cost me hours. So we finally got it going in, and I'm finally able to mount this derailleur. So there it is. 105 R7000. Okay guys, we're on day 2 of the, I guess, refurbish of the Colnago. We finally got the cranks. Getting ready to go ahead and cable the bike. I'm not going to bore you with the process. We already have a video of how to recable and do internal cable, and I can link them down in the description if you guys want to check that out. But right now we're going to go ahead, we're going to start cutting the cable outers. We now have the R7000 cranks, which I think are really sexy. These are some of the best looking group as far as Shimano goes, all the way up to Derailleur. They all really look beautiful. So let's go ahead and get started, and hopefully we'll be able to take this bike on a test ride today, because I'd love to see how it looks out in the sun as it's moving. Okay, so we are just starting the cabling. I've just briefly installed the cranks here, and I wanted to take a quick moment so you guys could get a quick look at what we got working. Nick just ordered this Ultegra R8000 front derailleur, and it didn't come with any of the hardware, so apparently it was open box, and whoever repacked it didn't put the right stuff back in there. So I had to use this rubber shim here so we could get the derailleur to clamp, and I had to use focus. Anyway, I had to look for a screw that would work. So we got that ready to go. Pretty much all I got to do is start cutting the cables, and we should be able for a first ride impression here. Okay, I've already pre-measured the cable outers here, so I just want to verify that my marks are even before I go ahead and cut them. I want them to be even and look uniform once they're on the bike. So I am going to measure twice and cut once, because once it's cut, you're not going to be able to put it back on. And what I'm doing right now is, if you guys haven't seen my recabling videos, my clippers have this little hole punch here, and that's for after you cut the actual cable. There's little wires in here. I don't know if you can see, but there's little wires inside here that make up the whole outer, and I don't know if you can actually see, but this little hole punch here helps you straighten out the hole before you run the cable. That way there's no burrs. And that's what I'm doing right now. I've already pre-installed these little outers here. Let's see if I can get you to see them here. But these fit into the shifter, and they have a little groove here that coincides with the groove on the side of the shifter here. So that way it's fed in the proper direction. And I believe this is only for the new group sets. I don't think the older ones actually have that. So, okay, we have the initial run of the cables ready to go, and I'm going to go ahead and start taping them down so I can start doing the final process of getting everything to work properly. So like I said in the last video, if you guys actually want to see the work or the sped up work, feel free to let me know down there in the comments. I don't mind showing it, but lately I've just been filming the before and some of the work and then the after. So if you guys want to see that sped up stuff, I don't mind putting it out. But I just feel like I already have those videos out, so you guys don't need to see how to cable and do all that stuff. It's not really a how-to channel as much as we're doing custom stuff here. But I do not mind showing it if that's what you guys want to see. Okay, we're getting ready to install the cranks here, and I wanted to point out a couple of the safety features. Well, one of the safety features anyway. You have this little clip here in front, okay, and that's supposed to clip down after you install the cranks. And there's a little groove here. I don't know if you can see it. Right here. And that clips into that once you tighten it down. And then you have this compression screw that preloads the bearings on the bottom bracket, and you actually need a special tool which comes on this bottom bracket tool, and it fits into here just like so. So once you have the crank on and lined up, plastic cap goes next. Make sure you put the plastic cap on before you actually tighten the bolts. Because once the bolts are tightened, the cap isn't going to do anything. And it's plastic, so you can't over tighten it without breaking it. You just want to get it snug so there's no play in the cranks. And that's all she wrote. And this little clip here, you'll need to set with a hook. There's a special tool for it, but I think it's silly to buy the tool when you could just use another tool to do the same thing. And that is that. So that holds on to the crank spindle in case these bolts ever come loose, they don't fly off. You can see we have all the cabling done. I have it all taped down to the bars. I added these little rubber pieces against the frame here. You can pick them up on Amazon. It's like $5 for a bag of them, but it holds the cable tight against the frame so they don't rub. So I went ahead and installed those. We just got the front derailleur installed. And speaking of the front derailleur, we added a small piece of cable housing. I don't know if you can see it here. Small piece of cable housing to keep the cable off of the frame so it doesn't damage the paint. So that was actually Nick's idea. I didn't think of that one, but it's clever, and it should protect the paint. So all we really have left is the chain, and we should be able to test ride this baby. Okay, you've been taking some brief looks at us putting the Colnago back together in its new illustrious form. I have everything put together. I have the chain on, new derailleur, new cranks. We got the front derailleur to work. Everything is all wired, brakes are done, shifters are done. We still got to wrap the bars, but that's not going to prevent us from doing a test ride. Let me take a step back so you can see just how nice this bike looks. And how nice that paint job just pops, man, that gold. Look at that. And one thing I hadn't noticed before, I don't know if you guys can see, how this black line carries through to the rest of the frame here. That's some really cool planning on Nick's part there. And I'm really proud to have taken part in this build. I hope you guys liked watching me put it together, liked watching the finished product. We're going to go ahead and take a test ride right now, and we'll see how she goes. Shift. Yay. Man, it looks good with that new group on there, man. Okay, you've just been watching me refurbish Nick's Colnago. We finally got it together. We have it out in the sun, and I want to give you guys a good look at it in the sun so you can see the paint and just how absolutely beautiful this bike looks. we had to switch out to the original derailleur. The one that they sent him, we had some issues with, so we reordered another one. So that's why we have this so long right now. We'll come back and we'll revisit it a little bit and fit that new one on there. But I wanted to give you guys a quick look at what we made today, and I'm quite proud of it.